Hello everyone. Good morning and welcome to Live at the Waterhole. It is wonderful to be back with you. Here we are in Botswana with an elephant who's just arrived for a drink, and apparently all the zebras got out of the way. My name is Amy and I will be with you for the show today, and it is great to be back. It's exciting times. Whenever we start off the show, we never know what surprises are in store for us, and we're starting off with a very typical scene we've come to expect at this particular location at Moela Safari Lodge, and I think it is a favorite spot for all these animals to get some water, especially with the hot weather. Remember everyone that this is a live and interactive show, so do chat to me. You can send through comments and questions. Oh, another elephant arriving now. If you have anything in particular that is on your mind and you want to ask or maybe comment about the different scenes that we're looking at, you can please send those through, even if it is just to say hello. I'd love to hear from you. And there's a lot of different ways you can do that now, whether it's through WhatsApp or on X or through the YouTube chat stream or on the Wild Earth website or the app. Can definitely hear the zebras in the background. They're a lot more vocal than the elephants in terms of what we can hear, especially through the camera. These two bulls could be having a fun conversation, but they may be using their infrasound, which is below the frequency of hearing that us as humans can pick up. But everyone looks quite content. Mercedes, Dylan, hello, good morning and welcome. Happy Tuesday indeed. All right, well, lovely start here with some stripes and some big grey mammals. We're going to head over and see what's at Founders. Oh, what a beautiful picture. This is of these two warthogs that have come here for a drink. Looks like a mom and older piglet, I would say, or hoglet. The rest of the group there on top of the hill. Maybe they're also going to come down to the water. Or perhaps they've already been. But it looks like a beautiful sunny day here in the Eastern Cape. And a lovely day for reflections in the water. Hopefully we get rhinos, maybe even zebra coming here. It's always such a beautiful picture perfect moment when we do have animals at the water here. And there, oh, there's a giraffe moving. There's a floating head there in the background. We've also got a little family of Egyptian geese that we've been following here at Founders. I can just see either mom or dad, or mom and dad, and they've had 4 goslings that we've been seeing regularly. So I have to keep a check on them as well and see if those little ones all make it through another day. Oh, it looks like that warthog's testing the mud there. There we go, found the perfect spot. Time for a mud bath. Deb, you're asking about that infrasound that I mentioned. No, not all animals are capable of hearing or producing infrasound. It's produced by animals who need to communicate, particularly for long distances, but also with birds needing to sort of be able to find direction, I believe, as well, is another reason. Like navigation, basically. For long distance flights. And then also some animals are especially sensitive to infrasound that's produced by things like earthquakes or even tornadoes, which is quite interesting. But you know, for example, a warthog, they might be, so all animals may be sensitive to things like natural phenomena, or they might pick up other animals' behaviors who are sensing it. So we know particularly things like elephants, giraffe, even rhinos are capable of and potentially produce, well, we know for sure with giraffe and elephants that they produce infrasound, and therefore are able to pick it up and sense that. But with the ground carrying even vibrations, whether it's actual sound that they hear or feel through their bodies, I think all animals are sensitive to that far more than we are. But to say every single animal, I'm not sure if it's every single animal in the world, but I do know that some animals, particularly out here, the ones that we see, some are known to produce and sense it, whereas others have not necessarily been researched, like zebras and warthogs, for example.
Oh, wow.
What does it take to handle the wild? Balance. Determination. Focus.
Yaku!
And gear that can take a beating so you don't have to.
My full name is Maxine Gaines. Most people that know me really well call me Max. I'm a mum. I have two boys. One is 16 years old and one is 14 years old. I'm a very proud mama of my two boys. I've just always been passionate about leopards. I'm passionate about their conservation. I'm just passionate about everything to do with leopards. I love them.
And that's it for this morning's drive. She's just got her impala, everybody. And we're going to be heading out and seeing what animals we can find.
All right, we are going to head up to Old Donyor and see what has come to the waterhole. Oh, well, this is always a treat to see eland here. They've actually been hanging around a lot over the last few days. Bayers, hello, you're joining us from the Northwest Province and you love the wildlife. Welcome. It's great to have you with us. I'm glad to hear you are enjoying the wildlife. So are we. All right, well, these eland are drinking. I'm sure maybe some more will be around, but we have some buffalo that have come down to Naledi, so let's head over there. Well, this is not something that we see every day, actually. I haven't seen buffalo in a while, so it's nice to see. It looks like a smaller herd from what we can see right now, but it's also a smaller waterhole, so you might find that some others are waiting for their turn. Someone trying to get to the trough. That's normally where we see the eddies drink. Wow, this is fantastic. It's a little bit cooler today in the low veld. Yesterday, my goodness, was an absolute scorcher. And you can see that there's actually a little bit of rain falling, or is that my imagination? Makes sense. With the heat from yesterday, the clouds have built and today's a little bit cooler. Not cold, but definitely quite a few degrees on the cooler side. Whereas you say if you were an animal, you would be wallowing all the time. I mean, that warthog made that mud wallowing look like it was the place to be. Buffalo, another animal that just love the mud and enjoy spending time in it. So, yes, these animals do make it seem very, very enjoyable. I feel like this buffalo here in front is giving me the stare, even though I'm looking at it through a camera. It's amazing how they're still able to give us those looks. Marge, no, I wouldn't say that well is specifically for the elephants, although the elephants do love to use it. You can see some of the buffaloes can reach there as well. It is, of course, limited to animals that are a bit taller to be able to get to that water. And, of course, that water will then supply this water hole here. It's why it's there. But the elephants love it because of the fresh water that's in there compared to the stagnant sort of bacteria filled water that's often just standing, and the buffalo aren't too phased, but with the elephants they are quite picky when it comes to water. Yeah, Jax, there is an array of colors. There's a lot of brown, black, grey, a lot of difference in different individuals. Younger ones tend to be more brown, but I also do think that as they age as well, the back of them becomes a lot lighter in color because the hair wears away from all the tail flicking around there. You can see a lot of them, actually the back sides are quite brown, but then also we mentioned the mud wallowing, and that's something that will also affect the coloration of the individuals as well. Now from here, these buffaloes will probably head off, and they might start grazing again, but they also could start to ruminate now that they've had their liquid, and rest too. Depending how far they've needed to walk for the water, they often move off. Wow, there are so many of them. Wonder if some more are actually going to come and drink. It's a lot bigger herd than what I initially thought. I think we just got the beginning of it. Now a lot more are coming through. I'd estimate maybe 100 or so individuals. Frenchie, they do exist. A leucistic buffalo was seen in the Sabi Sands, so it is possible, but very rare.
The Wild Earth Impact Foundation is a non-profit that uses the power of wildlife storytelling as a force for good. We create sustainable development projects that showcase conservation stories, empower people, and inspire environmental action. As a registered South African PBO, you can make a tax-deductible donation to the Wild Earth Impact Foundation. To find out more, visit our website.
Every week, the wilderness delivers.
And that's why we're here.
Drama, chaos, crimes, humour. All moments you'll never forget. We've counted them down, argued about them, and finally picked the very best. From rare sightings to classic bush showdowns, this is nature's weekly highlight reel. Sharp facts, bad jokes, and the wildest top 5 you'll see this side of the savannah. It's not just a show, it's a wild bush week.
Every month, something wild lands in your inbox. From rare sightings and behind-the-scenes secrets to expert stories, seasonal changes, and exclusive travel opportunities, the Wild Earth Journal is your free monthly mailer, packed with the magic of the wild straight from the field. It's fun, it's free, it's full of surprises. Sign up now on the Wild Earth website.
Let's head over to Lentor. Well, this is such a beautiful scene, isn't it? My goodness me. we're talking about seeing zebras at Founders, and this is actually a very similar camera angle where we get these beautiful images and sites where we have the zebras at this low angle and the beautiful reflection of them in the water. Julian, I do think there's an element of recognition with regards to stripe patterns. I don't know exactly how they do that, but I suppose just like we learn to recognize what we see every single day or within our family groups, even places that we recognize, you become very observant to particular patterns or patches. But I do think it's not only that. I think that scent has a huge part to play as well. All right, we're going to head over to Menor. Wow, well, the pool party has begun here. There's one elephant having a great time in the mud over there. Zara, you would like to know what some of the rarest animals that one might be able to spot at an African waterhole, and why do they come there? Well, Zara, there are many rare animals that may come to the water, but very rarely, making them not only rare visitors to waterholes because they don't necessarily need to come to waterholes to get the water that they need. They might be able to get it from the food that they eat, especially if it's vegetation, or sometimes even the dew off of the grass or forming small puddles. Often these rarer animals are quite small in size as well. So something that would be a rare animal that would be rare to see at a waterhole, something like an aardvark or a pangolin, they have been seen to come to waterholes before, but it is something that happens on the rarer side. And then even something like a sighting of wild dogs coming to a waterhole, they are rare animals, and to see them out and arriving at a waterhole is very, very special. Any of the cats really, but of the cats, sorry, not that wild dogs are cats, but any of the cats, lions, even a leopard would be very rare to see. It's not something we see all the time, but in terms of animals that are considered rare, I think pangolin would probably be on the top of that list. Leela, you are asking if waterholes act like big family reunion spots for elephant herds, helping them to bond or even settle scores between rival groups. So, Leela, when it comes to waterholes. It does act like a reunion spot for elephants. I think that it is a great way. I often think of it as a family reunion when you see all these different family groups arriving and spending time together, reconnecting. Maybe it's been a long time since they've seen each other, but I don't think it has anything to do with settling scores. Elephants are not territorial, or let's say animals that would hold grudges against other groups that I have ever heard of. Not to say it's not possible, but generally very peaceful animals doing their thing out here and enjoy meeting up at waterholes. Kofi, yes, when elephants come to waterholes, they do like to sometimes throw their weight around, especially young boys. We see them sometimes chasing off many different animals, including hippos, and that can also be zebras, wildebeest, warthogs. Some of the young ones like to chase little lapwings and things like that. So they definitely do. Not always. I've seen some herds that just come to the water, and because of their presence and their size, the other animals just move out of their way. They're not necessarily chased, but because of the intimidation factor of their size, many animals do move out their way. We saw that at the beginning of the show when the elephants arrived and the zebras moved off. But yes, sometimes there are some individuals who will throw their weight around. Melissa, hello, you are 9 years old and you want to know, why do they poop in their drinking water? Melissa, that is a great question, and I do find it quite hilarious that they do that. Not only do elephants do it, but rhinos do it, buffaloes do it. Many animals will just go to the loo when they need to go, and that's because they're not worried about putting their dung or their urine into the water. Their stomachs can handle it, and in fact putting their poop into the water is a good thing in the environment. It provides food for other aquatic animals to then feed off of. Hippos are another one that love to poop in the water, so it provides a lot of grass and leaves, and although it's been through the digestive system, it's been through the elephants' tummies, there's still a lot of food left there for other animals to make use of. So they don't necessarily do it on purpose, they just go when they need to go, but there are benefits to them doing what they do. All right, let's head over to Temple Plains to check in with those beautiful bee eaters. Oh, well, wow, I'm so happy to be back here, and we have a southern carmine bee eater perched, and what a stunning bird it is. Definitely on my photography bucket list to get a picture of one of these gorgeous ones. Now, these birds are quite gregarious, meaning that they love to spend time in a lot of them together, and so although it doesn't look like it with just this one here, yesterday we saw where they were nesting. Oh, okay. And they can be in flocks of many birds, hundreds of them all together in some areas. Definitely looks like a warm day with those beaks open. I'm not sure if that is, definitely looks like it has a beak of a bee eater. Are they all arriving now? Maybe that's a younger one. Oh, that might be a different species actually. Might be a white-fronted. I'll just have a closer look if we can. So I do think that is a white-fronted bee eater there below. It's got the white on the face, which is a different species to the southern carmine, but they do live in very similar areas. So the white-fronters don't migrate, so they would be around all year, and so the carmines are back. So nice to actually see two different species here.
Let's go and take a look. See you out there.
My full name is Maxine Gaines. Best part of the job, gosh, I just love everything about guiding. I love being able to observe animal behavior and animals behaving naturally. So for me, that's by far the best part of the job. And so what we do here at Wild Earth is develop those connections with the people that are viewing, and maybe just light a little spark that says, you know what, I want to be involved in protecting this ecosystem.
Greatest wildlife spectacle on planet Earth. We'll see you there.
Khalid, you are asking, what is up with that massive pouch? I know, how interesting is that? So when it comes to marabou storks, that pouch is actually part of their communication. It's a visual display, as well as also helping. I think it definitely assists with cooling down that skin that's bare. They can also inflate it quite big as well. It looks like they're playing with sticks here. I'm not sure what that's all about. All right, we are going to head over to some elephants at Serondela. Okay, let's head over to Shalati. Well, here we have a hippo that is out of the water, seems to be doing a bit of grazing. It is cooler today, so not uncommon to have the hippos come out. It might even head back towards the water. We'll just wait to see. We're having so many different animals around today. My goodness, we've seen so much. Sharon, I would also love to see elephants doing that, like you say, holding each other's tails, moving together. I haven't seen it. I've seen them swimming and a little calf holding onto mom's tail. That was very, very cute, crossing the Chobe River in Botswana. Grace, me too. It is something nice to see when hippos are out the water like this, walking around. You say they're so cute and chubby. Aren't they just? I think they one of the most cute and chubby animals out there, but not so cute when they are coming at you, chasing you away. But for the most part, actually, they can be very, very cute, especially the babies. My goodness me. Well, apparently an interesting bird is at Elephant Pan, so let's go have a look and see if we can work out what it is. Well, it looks like this is a sandpiper of some sort. Ooh, this is interesting. It looks a little bit different to the species that we normally see in South Africa. So I'm just going to have a check here on the Botswana list and see if we can ID it for you all. It looks quite tall, long legs, dark on the back like that. Darker on the eye too. Unless it's just the lighting that's making it look a lot darker than what it is. But very signature, long thin beak like that, like a needle, perfect for poking into the mud. Long legs too. You can see so many insects around. My goodness, look at all of them on top of the water.
See you out on the safari.
It could be a very exciting morning. Would you like to know what an elephant's favorite food is? You could ask me questions like that in real time. Our safaris are live and interactive from the heart of Africa.
The Fortunas over here.
Watch Safari Live and connect with nature.
Ria, you say the best kind of roadblock? Absolutely. Look at this.
Hello, girls.
Can you hear that? The wild is calling.
Well, Catherine, you say it looks like a juvenile black-winged stilt. I think I agree with you on that. I took a moment to just have a look through the list of all the sort of wading birds that would be around the size, bill shape, that sort of thing. And yeah, it doesn't really fit with any of the sandpipers. They're all a little bit smaller, I would say. For the most part, it leans more towards something maybe like a common green shank size wise, but that bill is very long. And like I say, the coloration was throwing me off because it had this very dark back of the wing, or top of the wing should I say, which yes does eventually become black, and those legs turn a bright pink too, reddish pink. And so I do think it is a juvenile. It's sort of that in-between coloration as well, which fits into a juvenile bird, which does make things a little bit trickier. But it's quite dark around the eye, which was throwing me off a little bit. Anyway, we got there in the end. Thank you, Catherine. Well, we're going to leave this bird to continue looking for its lunch. And while we do, let's head over to a crocodile at Camelthorne. Wow, well, that is a very big croc, very well camouflaged. I'm not sure if there's one or two, but I can see its head is out the water, the body's very muddy, and the tip of the tail is sticking out just to the right. And I think there might be one, yeah, it's moving there in the water as well. Oh, beautiful fish eagle calling. Okay, we're going to head back to Serendella in the Lowveld. Well, it seems to be our lucky day with hippos out the water. And here we have another one. Chidi, hello. You're asking about how shrinking waterholes from droughts mess with hippos' hangouts and how what do they do when their spots dry up. So it is a real I don't know if we can call it a concern, but it is one of the challenges that hippos face out in the wild, and that is water sources, because they need them to survive. And one of the very first animals to be affected by drought is hippos. Hippo and buffalo are some of the first ones that we see starting to die when it is an extreme drought. And oftentimes what happens is that because hippo bulls are territorial, they will kick out other hippos, especially young males, that will be forced to move off, and they can't find any water and eventually die. So yeah, it's part of, I suppose, a natural way. Droughts happen in nature, it's normal, and it's something that controls hippo numbers as well, because they do bounce back very well after that. And we haven't had such severe drought, at least in this area, for a very long time. Well, I suppose the last droughts were maybe 2015, 2016. I stand to be corrected, but that's when I last remember seeing hippos dying around the southern Kruger because of the drought. Oh, it looks like it's wanting to come back into the water. Zuri, you want to know, why do hippos get so rowdy at night around waterholes? So, Zuri, what happens is that hippos sort of, let's say, get their energy in the evenings during the day often. It's very hot. They are very take a lot of time to rest, so they're very if you want to say lazy during the day most of the time. On cooler days like today, we do see them popping out to eat during the day as well, but they rest, they snoozing away the entire day, and then what happens is as the sun sets, it cools down, it becomes time for them to wake up and get moving and going. They're not necessarily out all night, but they do often need the water for a few hours to go and get food, and that's why they often come alive at night like that. Okay, I think we're going to head over to Tao. So I think that Hippo just got a little bit of a fright with a helicopter that flew over, probably some from the reserve or part of reserve management, doing maybe some work or taking census data, who knows, but it'll be back in the water in no time. Well, we are here at Tao, and always a beautiful scene. Wow, I feel like this grass is greener every time we get here. Some lovely white-faced whistling ducks there, zebra, impala in the background. Have to see if anything else pops down for a drink today. Now this is another spot where we often see crocodiles. I'm sure they're around here somewhere. Interesting to see if there's any breeding behavior in terms of a female that's laid eggs or something like that. There will be, it just depends if we can find the spot where she's doing so. RJ, yes, hippos are natural herbivores. They don't just eat whatever they can find. They graze almost entirely on grass and munch away on that. So yes, they are definitely animals that are natural herbivores, and look, they might get a little bit of a few insects here or there accidentally, but they're not going after them in particular. All right, well, apparently some giraffe have arrived at Aldonio, so let's head over there. Ah, perfect timing, everybody. Incredible how cautious they are always when coming to the water.
Even a hyena coming into the action as well now. Oh my word! She's stalking the hyena now. Leopard, hyena, lion, all together in one shot. Oh. This is action-packed.
Do you want to know why impala are the most common antelope we find here in the Kruger National Park? You can ask me questions like this in real time. Our safaris are live and interactive here in the heart of Africa. Join me on Safari Live. Connect with nature.
Ah, the bush. Full of beauty, wonder, and absolute chaos. And now, all that madness has its own show. It's called a Wild Bush Week. The countdown of the most outrageous, heart-stopping, and sometimes downright ridiculous wildlife moments of the week. Lions throwing their weight around. Hyenas gate-crashing the buffet. Leopards doing, well, leopardy things. Each week, it's a fresh reel of safari gold, a mix of drama,
She's just got an impala, everybody.
danger, and a healthy dose of laughter. So, if you fancy a highlight show with bite, and I don't mean just the animals, tune in to a Wild Bush Week. You bring the tea, and we'll bring the tusks, tails, and teeth.
Marge, no, I don't think that a giraffe can do a full split, or if it's that it's capable of doing that. I think if it did, there would be some major consequences. In terms of just those muscles, I don't think they're flexible enough. I don't think the legs, although we can see them very nicely on display, that's pretty much, I think, as far as they could go. If it was to go completely with its chest to the floor, there would be some things that are put out of place to be able to do that, and I don't think it would be able to put it back into place. So I think that's pretty much at full stretch what we're seeing here. Gabby, you said giraffes are the gentlemen of the waterhole. They do give that very gentlemanly vibe, even whether male or female. I understand what you're saying. They're a little bit, they're very considerate, I would say, and sort of hang back and only come when there's space for them. They don't sort of push themselves or force themselves in. So I hear what you're saying. Oh, lots of birds around as well. It seems like there's a bit of a bird party happening here as well, coming for water. Often we see some of these buffalo weavers. Sometimes they are superb starlings, which are my favorite to see. Doves as well. And of course sometimes the oxpeckers that hop down for a drink when the host animals arrive. RJ, yes, crocs can prey on giraffes despite their height. So it, with their heads down to the ground, it does mean that they are vulnerable. A croc taking a fully grown giraffe, though, it would be difficult. But I think that smaller ones definitely easy to pull down, or if they get them off balance, all they need to do is topple it over. Well, we lost the feed there, but we've come over to Lentil with some more beautiful zebras that are here to drink. All right, let's head over to Moela. Wowee. Well, when we started off, we just had 2 elephants here. It looks like the rest of the group has arrived.
At Wild Earth, we believe every story has the power to create change. That's why we've launched the Wild Earth Impact Foundation, a non-profit dedicated to conservation and social impact. By showcasing conservation stories, we can change lives, protect nature, and empower communities. We have partnered with Empowers Africa to accept tax-deductible donations from US donors. Your donation will help fund critical programs that support our mission. Join us and be part of the change.
Would you like to know at what age a buffalo calf gets its horns? These are questions that you can ask me in real time. Our safaris are live and interactive here in the heart of Africa. Join me on Safari Live and connect with nature.
There's some ellies that we're approaching now.
The light on her as well is absolutely gorgeous.
So we are going to enjoy the rest of this sunset.
Wow, 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 this is absolutely crazy.
And thank you for joining us. For myself and Cam, we will see you next time.
Out here, every wild moment counts, and as a Wild Earth explorer, you will not miss out. Watch the Wild Earth channel ad-free 24/7, and you can even rewind if you have missed out on something. Enjoy the behind-the-scenes video clips as well as fireside chat, or get the early offers on our travel experiences. It's the best way to stay connected and be part of the Wild Earth family.
Yeah.
Let's head over to Kwamaritan. Ah, well, there was an elephant here, clearly. Had a little bit of a splash. You can see it's a bit darker behind the ears. While he moves off, that was short and sweet. We're going to head over to some dassies at Stony Point. Well, things look a little bit more overcast here compared to the sunshine that the dassies had the other day, but still on what seems to be a favorite rock for them, hoping to maybe get a little bit of warmth. They are so adorable, aren't they? Deb, I know they are the sweetest, aren't they? And hopefully soon we might have a female in this colony giving birth and having some little ones. Last year I remember watching 3 little ones suckling. Who knows, maybe these are those 3. They are a bit small, so they could very well be all grown up now. Oh cool, let's head over to an elephant at King's Camp. Well, it's been a while since I've been over to this waterhole. Oh, there comes the whole herd. Oh, there's a baby. Oh, that's very cute. Hopefully they come right up. Well, I'm sure they're coming to the water, but hopefully on the other side of that bush so we get a great view. Here they come, everyone. What perfect timing. Very small one in between there. 2 actually, my goodness, still walking under the baby. 2 very little ones. Emma, you say this has made your day. Mine as well. It's always wonderful to see a little elephant. It's going to start suckling from mum. Oh, that's so sweet. Testing the water with its trunk before deciding, no, milk's for me, please.
This is an unbelievable afternoon.
What does it take to handle the wild? Balance. Determination. Focus.
Yaku!
And gear that can take a beating so you don't have to.
Would you like to know the difference between a male and female wildebeest? You can ask me questions like this in real time. Our safaris are live and interactive here in the heart of Africa. Join me on Safari Live and connect with nature.
Oh, she's gonna catch it!
Come on, Tommy!
Watch this, we're about to see a kill.
You can see how close he is from where I am.
We are here with a male leopard.
All right, let's head over to Tau while these Ellies move off. Well, that croc, we have found it, and it looks to be very chilled out at the moment. The birds aren't too worried either. Some African spoonbills, they're doing some preening as well. Monica, if you're talking about the crocs, if their scales get soft in the water, no, I don't think so. If you are thinking like human skin, for example, that absorbs water and gets sort of a little bit wrinkly, and that's to provide extra grip for us in the water. And also eventually too much water and the skin will actually like you say, actually get a lot softer. But when it comes to things like crocodiles, keratin being hair hardened, and the scutes that they have on the outside of their body are adapted to be wet, just like a tortoise shell and horns on a wildebeest, whatever it is. They are not going to sort of start to degrade in the water or get spongy or soft. They are completely waterproof, as it were, to protect their bodies. Well, Aisha, it really is part of exactly what you said there in your question with regards to why they hide there. Oh, this one's actually on the move. And exactly, to be sneaky submarines, that's exactly it. I think it's also when they're half in the water, they can get the sunshine on the outside, but then still remain cool and comfortable on the bottom side. So it's about balancing that thermoregulation. On the move, this one. In terms of picking the perfect moment to ambush prey, it really is all about the moment, about the opportunity. You'll find that they'll probably conceal themselves a lot more than just lying like this. If they were sneaking up on something, you wouldn't see them at all. It's quite incredible how they can disappear. But it is all about ambushing, about being hidden and then striking at the perfect moment. Looks like it's actually moving to a bit of deeper section of this waterhole. Interesting to notice how the spoonbill is now following where the crocodile is moving. Very strategic on its part there, because as the croc is moving through the water, so it's disturbing the soil underneath, and so little fish or crustaceans or anything like that might move, and then that's an easy meal for something like that spoonbill. Oh, looks like there's a heron there as well. Oh, and an elephant's arriving. Oh, let's head back over to Founders where there are some zebras arriving. Lovely to see these Egyptian geese out and about again. And earlier I was saying how there were four goslings around the last few days, and still 4 today, so that's good news. Also seems like the wind's picked up quite a lot here from between the beginning of the show until now. You can see the ripples on the water and the trees moving in the background.
this unfolds in front of you.
The Wild Earth Impact Foundation is a non-profit that uses the power of wildlife storytelling as a force for good. We create sustainable development projects that showcase conservation stories, empower people, and inspire environmental action. As a registered South African PBO, you can make a tax-deductible donation to the Wild Earth Impact Foundation. To find out more, visit our website.
My full name is Cedric Leslie Dold. I grew up mostly here in the Lowveld. I grew up here pretty much on the southern side of Kruger National Park, a place called Marloth Park, for most of my years. Something surprising about myself, I did play drums in a band for many years. Best sighting I presented, we found Columba and the two cubs, and the cubs are just way big.
Join our expert guides at dawn for a live, immersive safari as the bush comes to life.
Found ourselves a chameleon, and look how he's changed color.
Every sunrise brings new discoveries.
Pound for pound, a leopard is one of the strongest cats around.
Ask questions, share your thoughts, and connect with nature, live and in real time.
Great excitement, great happiness.
Start your day with adventure.
Out here, every moment counts. As a Wild Earth explorer, you won't miss a thing. Watch the Wild Earth channel ad-free 24/7 and rewind if you want to catch something again. Enjoy behind the scenes videos, fireside chats, and early access to travel offers. It's the best way to stay connected and be part of the Wild Earth family.
Jonah, yes, it is a beautiful scene here, isn't it? I was actually saying when we first came here in the beginning of the show how I was hoping some zebras would have come, because it does make for such stunning contrasts with the beautiful blue skies, a little bit of greenery, the very iron-rich soils here, giving it that very reddish orange color. And then of course the zebra themselves being black and white really does make for such a beautiful scene. Susie, hello. Thank you for your question. You are asking if animals that live in water also drink water, like hippos and crocs. Are they open-mouthed all the time? So yes, they do drink water. No, they don't have their mouths open all the time. They don't need to sort of go to the waterhole to drink because they live there for the most part. So when they're in the water, they'll have a gulp or a sip every now and again, but they do need to also drink. All right, well, that zebra has a little bit of a limp as it moves off. Let's head over to some ellies. Can hear the zebras calling. There was a question I think earlier about whether zebras have an alarm call, and they do. So that vocalization that we hear there is their sort of social call, their communication with other zebras, and not really anything to do with alarming. The alarm, from my experience, is sort of like this exhaled snort, and they'll do that while staring in the direction of whatever it is that they're alarming at. Wildlife Lady, thank you. It has been a wonderful show today. So much variety, lots of different locations that we got to visit, which is always nice. And yes, you won't be seeing me out on a drive. For those of you who are members and explorers, there's your exclusive sunset safari coming up today. But it'll be a little while before I'm back behind the driver's seat. But I'll be keeping you company with some waterhole shows in between, which has been lovely. Jackson, I'm so glad that you enjoyed all the scenes today. Yeah, we've been able to show you some lovely ones across Africa, which is always something very special. Lots of zebras today, and not just the ones here, but some lovely views of them up in Kenya, as well as in the Eastern Cape of South Africa too. Well, everyone, it is the end of the show. Can you believe it? Time always flies when you're having fun. But thank you to everyone who joined us today. Thank you for all of your comments and questions as well. We always appreciate that, and being able to chat to you definitely makes the show what it is. Live at the Waterhole will be back tomorrow. I won't be here, but I'll be back with you on Friday. But from myself and the team, We wish you a pleasant day or evening ahead, depending where you are in the world, and enjoy the waterholes, and we'll see you again. I'll see you again on Friday. Goodbye for now.